Good afternoon. It is the first day of spring, and where I'm at, it is 83 degrees outside. I was not even expecting that. Like, the temperature has actually changed. Even when I go home, which is 3 hours away from here, it was supposed to snow on Monday. Not anymore. Next week, we're going to have great weather, 80s and 70s and 60s. It is not going to be like it was supposed to be. It's getting warmer. So the weather completely changed on me than it was before. But I wanted to do my Daily Money Live with Janae. It's about 4:37. For those of you watching this on replay, I have to speak tonight, and so I wanted to go ahead and get it done, mainly around what I'm talking about the past 2 days. And I have done this live class for a couple of years now and adjusting it as it goes, because it's around social media, and of course social media changes all the time. So the class I did yesterday was social media basically for beginners, and tonight is advanced social media for small business owners. So how to use social media to grow your business, make money from it, get clients from it. That is what last night's class was, and tonight's class was. It's just that tonight is more of an advanced type of thing. We're going to get into video and all that good stuff. But the reason I want to do this Daily Money Live with Janae is a lot for those of you who are small business owners, or those of you who want to eventually become entrepreneurs. And whether you are someone who is online as an entrepreneur, or you work at you have a brick and mortar. All right. And even if you work for someone who has a brick and mortar, this is something that can help you to take back to them as well. On my way on my 3-hour drive yesterday, I was just thinking about everything that's going on, especially for small business owners. And over the weekend and throughout this week, 70,000 people roughly have applied for unemployment benefits. Okay, because companies and small business owners, they are laying people off or reducing their hours. Okay, that's just a side note. So as I went through my day yesterday, and I was trying to get all this stuff together with my children before I left, and of course I got the stuff handled with the school, and then I dropped them off so they can do whatever they needed to do. And I went to a local restaurant and got something to eat. I got a hot dog and something to drink. Now, the way that the governor where I live at made it sound like that all restaurants were closed and only for delivery or pickup from outside or something. Now, this restaurant, which is a small business, it doesn't have a drive-through window at all. Like, some businesses do have drive-through windows. This one does not. So I still went over there, even though it wasn't like any cars in the parking lot, except for what it would look like the workers were in there. And I called them from outside to see if I can make an order, and they bring it outside. And I said, do I need to call first in order to get an order? Because somebody had just walked in. I was like, all right, what's going on here? You still can go inside, order the food to go. The directive of the government meant you can't sit inside. And so that's how a lot of restaurants are doing it. But you won't know that with this restaurant because of the lack of their social media presence and them communicating with those who would like to buy from them. Many of us, and I have even been encouraging other people to still support small businesses in your city, in your town. Like, you, instead of going to the bigger companies that are going to be probably fine through all of this, go to your small businesses, your small restaurants, grocery stores that are like mom and pop markets or whatever it is, and shop with people who are small businesses. So that's what I have been trying to do. And this was one of the places that I like to eat at. I like to get a hot dog, burger, fries, all that kind of stuff from it. And so I did go in there. I ordered my food and got it to go, and left back out and went home. I said all of that to say is that these two classes that I'm doing for small business owners is more important than it ever has been. And I realized that as I was driving those 3 hours here, how important it is for everyone who's a small business owner to up your social media game. and not just up it during this time, but up it to a point that it continues once you are back up and running and everybody can come in and shop and do all those kind of things. Because yesterday a few malls in the state closed down to further notice. Victoria's Secret has closed down. Who else was it? It's a bunch of people, a bunch of different stores. Belk is going online only. A lot of different stores are going, so malls are pretty much becoming ghost towns. That's a lot of jobs lost. And so if you don't have a social media presence in your company, whether you work for someone else or you're a small business, it's going to be very hard for you to make up the sales that you need to make. And I like I said, I've been doing this class for 2 years. I mean, I even have the class in my store about social media for businesses, because even then and before then I knew how important social media is in order for you to have business sales both online and offline. And the way I used to talk about it before was that you want to be able to take your business from a local business to a global business. And now it's to the point that you needed just to have your local business continue to survive, because of who would have thought a pandemic would have came, right? So not only was it important before so you can have a global clientele, but now it's even important for your local one. And I mean, for any small business, whether you are someone who has a brick and mortar or you're someone online. I've seen businesses that are service based and they have a business online. They're coaches, they do services, they have products and everything, and they were barely on social media. And now they're trying to figure things out. And so when you do it that way, it looks like you have come out of nowhere. If you just wait, if this is just happening, this pandemic is happening, all of a sudden now you're on Instagram, and now you're on Twitter, and now you're on Facebook, and now you're on LinkedIn. It looks like you're just popping up out of nowhere. But those who have been building their community and building their, not expertise, but their content expertise over the last few years, they already have, it's just basically ramping up what's already been there. People already know them. People are kind of used to them. They know what their topics are. Like if I showed up today, you're like, who is this? Who is trying to tell us about money and finances? She just came out of nowhere. And it's a lot of people doing that. But I've been here, and so people are trusting what I am saying about the economic side of this pandemic, which is, developing each and every day. So that's why it's so important. Like that's why I have no problem doing my webinars and people signing up for my webinars, because I've been here and I've been on social media sharing financial tips and so forth. And I've done other webinars before. So it's nothing for people to trust me. So if you are a small business owner here, if you work for a small business owner, please, please, please get on social media. Let this be your wake-up call to make sure that your business is not only offline, but it's also online. You can make money from social media. Hey, how are you? You can make money from social media from every single platform. I have made money from LinkedIn. I have made money from Instagram. I have made money from Twitter. I have made money from Facebook. And I'm not talking about a few $100s. I'm talking about thousands of dollars. Not only in products and my books, but my speaking engagements. I've gotten a lot of speaking engagements off of social media. I have gotten a lot of media attention because of social media, like interviews, TV interviews, and my Forbes and my CNBC. Those articles came from Twitter. That's how important it is for you to make sure that you are being active on social media. I'm not saying you have to post 4 times a day, but you need to give your community value at least once a day. Of course, you have all these scheduling apps and so forth, Buffer, Hootsuite, all the rest of them. I have one coming out, I think at 6 o'clock, that's going to give you tips about what you can be doing with your money right now. Give value to your community as you're going through this whole new life, new normal that we're experiencing right now. And don't stop it once you're able to get back to your normal. Okay, don't stop it once you get to your normal. You keep going, especially if you are a mom and pop, you're a brick and mortar, you own, let's say, a fresh market, and things have kind of slowed down there because not many people are coming out like they used to. You can give nutrition tips on social media right now, and then when everything picks back up, you keep giving nutrition tips each week because people have become accustomed to that. So start doing it now. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to say, make sure your social media is on point right now. And for your economic news for today, so those of you who are new to Daily Money Live with Janae, I try to come on here Monday through Friday with a money topic or money article, go deeper into it and give you money tips and strategies around it. So I wanted to talk about social media today and small businesses and what needs to be done. But another piece of money news that came out this morning that they're thinking about, well, the bill has already been sent, and it's basically coming out of the White House. It's not something that was made in the House of Representatives or the Senate. It was something that came from the actual administration. And we all know how mixed up things can get between the House and the Senate and what actually comes out in the end. But they are recommending that each household, so each adult, get $1,000 and each child gets $500. So a family of four would get $3,000. Sorry, a family of four would get $3,000, and the first check, if it got passed in time, or passed at all, would be April 6th, and then the next one would come, I believe, 6 weeks later if needed. So if it passed, people definitely get, the $1,000 if it's just you. And if it's a family of four, you get $3,000, and then again 6 weeks later, because they're just trying to figure out how to keep the economy going during this time. Because like I said, if you watched the live from last night, which is still up for another probably 4 hours, the live I did last night, they're trying to keep the economy going with this money that they're sending out, and it may work. People bills are definitely getting paid. I don't know about any spending that's going to get done other than the essentials and the essentials that people need. I don't know anything outside of that unless people are already in a financial position to spend money. So let's say somebody is debt free and has their in case you're breathing fund saved up. People like that will more than likely spend the money. I probably will spend some of the money, but I don't really need anything right now to spend money on. But most people that are going to get this money are going to pay their necessary bills, mortgage, apartment rent, making sure their lights stay on, making sure their heat stays, whatever, water stays on, that kind of thing, and stays up to date, because they don't want to pay these late bills once everything gets back to normal. And then the rest they're going to save, because I know on my webinar tomorrow, I have the 2 webinars tomorrow. You can join the 12 o'clock p.m. webinar or the 7 o'clock p.m. webinar. That's one of the things that I'm going to talk about, because it's a new development. Like I told you all, those who were on the last webinar that was on Tuesday, I said that those who attend Fridays may get new developments because it's just a moving situation. So the new development is this $1,000. So on the webinar tomorrow, I'm going to talk about where that money needs to be going, and depending on how many people are in your home, where that money needs to be allocated at, because that's what I'm telling those who are working with me one-on-one right now, in my 45-minute sessions, my pick my brain sessions. People are trying to figure out what they need to be doing with their money, where it needs to be going, where they need to be saving it at. And so this is a new development that I'm helping them with. And then of course with the webinar tomorrow, we're going to go through a lot of things. So if you're signed up for the webinar, the emails are coming out in the morning. So you'll know exactly when you need to sign in for the 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time one or the 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time one, and it will have the link to the Zoom. There is no replay. Okay, ask the people on Tuesday. There is no replay. So come with your notebook and your pencil ready to take notes. A lot of people said they had pages full from Tuesday, because I'm giving you as much information as I can in that time frame, and then you can ask whatever question that you want to ask. So if those who want to be on the webinar, if you haven't signed up yet, it's the first link in my bio. Just click it, put your email in there before tomorrow so that you can get the email that talks about the Zoom link and everything. Okay, so if any questions at all about what I've talked about on the live so far, any questions at all about social media in your business, the new payouts they're talking about, anything, let me know. They are another bill. Like, that's the thing with government. Senate could come up with a bill, the House could come up with a bill, and the administration could come up with a bill, all trying to address the same thing, and then they got to agree on one bill that gets signed by the president at the end. So it's all these different bills out there talking about relief with different things. And I already told you about the administration's one. The House bill, one of those House bills are asking for them to include, what are they trying to include? Every one with student loans, them forgiving $10,000 of student loan debt. And I will let you all know right now, I have met with both sides of the aisle, with House members up on the Hill. And so for those of you who are not from the United States, in the States we have House of Representatives and Senators. I have met with over 30 of them on both sides of the aisle, and that $10,000 forgiveness of student loans is a non-starter in this case. And so I don't know who made that bill up. I don't know which one of them did it, but they are putting that in there. It's going to delay relief to people who are unemployed right now. So that bill probably won't even be taken up. Like I said, it's multiple bills being discussed and everything. So that is what's going on today. Okay, that is what's going on today. So I hope you all have a great rest of the day. If you see this on a replay, got a question, just DM me, or you can just wait for the webinar tomorrow. I go through all the slides and then I answer every single question that comes up. So we went well over an hour on Tuesday. So be prepared to have your notebook and pencil and your questions ready, so I can answer them for you. All right. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.